The East African community takes one more shot at reviving the stalled Burundi peace talks. Striking Kenyan doctors cut off communication with government as the human toll continues. He defied all odds to become US president-elect. Now Donald Trump is named Person of the Year by Time magazine.
Good morning, it's 9 o'clock local time. This is Worldview. I'm Michael Gitonga. We start off with the mediator of the Burundi crisis. Tanzania's former president Benjamin Mkapa is in Bujumbura for a three-day visit aimed at restarting peace talks that have been in a standstill for several months. Mkapa arrived in Bujumbura last evening for one more push at dialogue between the Burundian government and exiled opposition groups. In July, civil society leaders blamed the government for talks which collapsed in Arusha, Tanzania. The government insisted that it would not sit on a negotiating table with people who plotted at the failed May 2015 coup attempt. The talks are being spearheaded by East African Community. Our reporter Eugene Anangwe is with the delegation that traveled with the former Tanzanian leader.
I see.
And we are now joined by Eugene Anangwe, who's in Bujumbura via Skype. Good morning, and thank you for joining us, Eugene. Now, what should we expect from these talks?
Right, Michael Gitonga, good morning to you from Bujumbura. Indeed, the facilitator for the East African Community, Benjamin Mkapa, the former president of Tanzania, is here. And what we are expecting from his visit here is actually to confer with the president of Burundi, that is Pierre Nkurunziza, and also hold consultations with other political stakeholders who are based here, and also civil society members here on the stalled Burundi peace talks. You understand that these particular talks have been stalled for a very long time, and there is hope that probably he will be making another push for the recommencement or the beginning of these talks once again. Now, these talks, are aimed at bringing together the different, groups that are having different opinions concerning the mandate of the president here. And so we are expecting that probably after this, 3-4 day meeting by the former president of Tanzania here, then there could be a way forward on this particular peace talks.
All right, Eugene, do we know what was the reason why they stalled at the first place? We do know that one of the things that the government had said is that they'll not sit and negotiate with them. What has brought a change in tune?
At the moment, everything is scanty. President Mkapa arrived here late last night. There hasn't been much communication concerning what exactly, the position of the government will be. And so we're expecting that earlier this morning, we will be able to have a press briefing. And of course, we may be able to have more details concerning this. But as it stands, the government here had actually said no, that is not going to sit on the same table with opposition figures whom it had labeled as terrorist groups.
Okay, so we have no idea what may have brought the change of tune and why now suddenly they're willing to go for the extra extent to have this negotiation done.
I did not get you quite clearly. You broke a bit, but what I can tell you right now is that most of the opposition members are not here. Most of them are in the exile, and so most probably Mkapa will not be doing any sort of peace talks per se. What he's here for is to try and meet the government leaders here, that is President Nkurunziza and other government officials, and of course with other civil society organizations that are based here. And then probably after this, then we will be able to have a roadmap on probably the recommencement or the restarting of the stalled peace talks. Gitonga.
All right, thank you very much, Eugene Anangwe, a reporter who is in Bujumbura, following up on those peace talks. And of course, we'll be keeping tabs as those peace talks begin once we have details of how they are going. Now,